Back with Alan Letts and Tim Pitchside, all the reaction on the way. Another win for your former club. They had to dig deep in that second half, though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think you've got to give a bit of credit to Spurs for the way they came back into it with the injuries that they had. I expected Newcastle to come out in the second half, particularly where the first half went, and overpower Spurs and go on and get a couple of more goals, but they had to do a lot more defending than I thought they would have, and I thought they defended really, really well. Spurs had a lot of possession, got into some really good positions, I think, without troubling the goalkeeper too much.
Did they give it everything with the players and the options they had available? Another defender going off at half-time?
Yeah, when I saw Dragerson go off and Spence move into the middle, I thought, there's a real problem there. But they got on the front foot. We said at the end of the first half, if they can get on the front foot and take it to Newcastle, they might be able to create something. A lot of possession, a lot of a ball in Newcastle's half, but Newcastle defended well and they threw everything they could at it, to be fair.
I think we saw with Eddie Howe, we saw a manager who's not stubborn to say we play from minute one to the last minute of the game at all costs. Second half, they camped in. They tried to catch Tottenham on the break. First half, they took the game to Tottenham, got the goals. Second half, they knew Tottenham would come on, even though they had the injuries, and they come on, they defended their box. There's a manager who says, we've won the game already, let's not try and win it again. And they play sensibly.
Yeah. And all the action came in the first half. 4 minutes, Spurs took the lead. Sven Botman, we mentioned, 9.5 minutes out. Was he a little
Yeah, he was a little rusty. I think, absolutely, he was a little rusty. He wasn't aggressive enough. He didn't make contact with Solanke enough. Having said all that, it's a wonderful ball in and a fantastic header from Solanke. But if you just have a look at the movement from Solanke, he goes in front of Botman, then comes behind him, but he's got to engage more, Botman. He's got to get his elbows up and he's got to be more aggressive and try and stop him there. But great ball, very, very good header.
From the centre-forward's point of view.
And that's the centre-forward knowing that he's playing up against someone who hasn't played for a while and he's going to move him about. And it's a great ball in and he gets on the end of it and gets his goal. And you think to yourself, go on Spurs, go on a bit of a run here now.
But as we know, Tim, 2 minutes, 20 seconds later, Newcastle were level, and it was a similar story at the back from Tottenham's point of view.
Yeah, overplaying in the wrong areas. I mean, he just took a fantastic cross from a corner. He's rolled it out to the midfield players. Bergvall there is in a 50-50. He gets won by Joe Linton, goes to Gordon. He hits it across the goalkeeper. I think he should do better, the goalkeeper. But the position is all wrong. Their positioning, I don't think that's handball. I'm not sure what Joe Linton could do there. But why are you going to roll the ball out on the edge of your box there after you've just gone ahead in the game? Look at Pedro Porro's position. Very expansive, too high. You haven't got possession. If you've got possession in the midfield, then go high as much as you want. You haven't. You're out of position now. It's impossible to recover it, and the ball ends up in the back of your net.
And that was typical Spurs, to be honest. You know, in the first half, a lot of the chances that Newcastle had came from Tottenham's mistakes trying to play out from the back again. You keep thinking, and every time the ball went up to Solanke, he caused them a problem. But they keep playing out, and it keeps causing them problems.
And the scruffy goal that you asked Alexander Isak to score is eventually the match-winning one.
It's a brilliant goal. It's really, really good work from Jacob Murphy as well. Tottenham throw in, Newcastle press them, and they work it really well, and he's left with a 1v1, and you're looking for your winger here to get the ball into the middle, and it's up to the centre-forward to do anything to try and get on the end of that. Yes, Dragerson has contact as well, but the last touch is Isak's. If you just watch his movement, Isak, he gets into that position where you have to get into, because that's where you score your scruffy goals, and that's where I think he can perhaps do a little bit better, being even better centre-forward than he is. But great work from Murphy, and he's there just to have that final touch, and that turns out to be the winning goal.
Indeed, and there's 9 in 7, and as you can see, he's scored now in 7 Premier League games in a row. And his confidence must be sky high. What's that like? You're on that graphic, obviously, you've done that.
There's no better feeling in the world. When you're standing in the tunnel before the game, you're not hoping you're going to score, you know you're going to score, and that's an incredible feeling to have as a centre-forward.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. You've been there where you go out and you're sitting in the change rooms before the game. Whatever game you're going to, you think, I'm going to score today, doesn't matter. And whether you do or you don't, that's the feeling you have, and that's a great feeling for a centre-forward to be in.
OK, well, let's get some Tottenham reaction. Here is their manager, Ange Postecoglou.
Ange, you had chances at the end there. What are your thoughts?
Hugely proud of the players. Outstanding considering what situation we're in. We deserved to win that game. All things being equal, we would have.
Do you feel a bit hard done by a couple of the decisions there the first Newcastle goal, for example?
No, I don't feel hard done by. I just think that's the way they want to do things. So that's the way they want to do things.
Do you speak to any of the officials? Do you get any explanations? Are you going to pursue it?
The last thing I want is an explanation.
So you'll just let it be for today?
Well, I've got no choice, have I?
With the rest of the game, I mean, the amount of chances that you created in that second half, considering there's illness and everything going on in camp, what did you sort of say to the guys at half-time?
Oh, half-time, full-time, I'm just hugely proud of them. It's a game we should have won. We deserved to win. Like I said, all things being equal, we would have won. But these things aren't equal at the moment. So I couldn't be prouder of them. The way they played, their attitude, their ability to be resilient in the most extreme of circumstances, couldn't be prouder of them.
Well, he's still proud. They're 15 points worse off than last season. And here we are, live touchline with the match winner, Alexander Isak. Very well done. Another goal, another win.
Yeah. No, very happy. It's a difficult place to come to, and just delighted with the win and another goal as well.
Now, when we were chatting on the pitch when you ran past us before, Mr. Shearer here was praising you, but was asking for one thing: scruffy goals inside the 6-yard box.
That's the
and
best
you delivered one for him.
Ones, huh? Yeah, no, I know. Just got a toe on it. But they all
How
count.
much do you enjoy those ones?
No,
I'm just saying that you don't get 2 goals for scoring outside the box, do you? Those, to me, meant more than the 30-yarders. How about you?
No, the same.
Really?
I spoke to the teammates as well. Like I feel them goals are the best ones. You can see just a little toe, so I'm happy.
I just wanted to say you've got 7 in 7 in 8 games now. Where's your confidence in terms of how you're feeling when you're sitting in the change room before the game?
I feel very good. I think it's not just individually. I think it's collectively as well. I feel the energy within the group is amazing. I feel like we're going into the games very confident. Myself as well. Obviously, when you score, you gain confidence. So I think, just got to keep going like this.
Is it me, or is it a conscious thing, or are you demanding more balls that come into the box? Because when I'm seeing the wingers one-on-one, I'm seeing more balls being delivered in there. Is that you telling them that, or is that something you're working on in training?
I think it's a combination. Obviously, I always want the ball in the box, but we've been speaking about it as well with the gaffer and to play more centrally, to mix it up a bit, so we can hurt the teams in any way possible.
And you had to dig deep in that second half, didn't you? You had to get men behind the ball. Even at the end, it was a bit nervy.
Yeah. No, it was very nervy. When I came off, I had to go inside because I didn't really want to watch. It feels like it takes forever. So I went inside and came back when it was like 30 seconds left. So but I'm happy.
Can you feel momentum? We've just said mid-December you were 11 points behind Chelsea. You've suddenly gone level with them. That's what this winning run can do to the league table.
Yeah, no, it's gone really quick. I think the table you can see is very competitive. You have a lot of team and it goes quick. You go in a run and so all of a sudden you're up there. I think we have to stay focused, work hard because as we've seen, it goes quick and we want to keep going upwards.
And a big week, Alan, for Newcastle and this man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us, it wasn't quite like a month ago, was it? The turnaround in form and confidence and everything, the belief is where it is now to what it was, 4 or 5 weeks ago, is a huge difference. What's the difference for you?
No, as you say, if you look 2 months ago, it wasn't looking as positive, and the energy wasn't the same. But it can be one game, one result, or just a little turning point that can change a lot. But no, I think we've worked hard and to get where we are now, and we just have to keep going.
And a cup game midweek can be a great season this for Newcastle, can't it?
Yeah, it can. I mean, it's up to us. It's not going to be easy, but we're there. We're still in the cup. Obviously, we've been focusing on the Prem because it's difficult as it is. But now we have to switch focus and get ready for the cup. So it's going to be a good game.
Brilliant. Very well done again today. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Scored in the last 7 games, 6 wins in a row for Newcastle United.
Thank you.
And off goes their top scorer, who, since the start of December, has scored more Premier League goals than any other striker, and that includes Mo Salah.
Yeah, he's on fire at this moment in time. He's got that belief about him, arrogance in a really good way. I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say that, but you need that as a centre forward. He's got that, and he's walking out onto the pitch. And he's walking out onto the pitch as knowing that he's going to score goals, and it's a wonderful feeling. It's a great place to be.
I was just having a smile when Alan asked him there about, were you asking the balls to be put into the box?
Or telling people.
Because there's a bit of history there, isn't there?
Well, I know that because I spoke to him maybe about a year or so ago, and he was asking or demanding that. And I said to him, tell them. And if they don't put it in there, get angry with them when they don't put it in. Eventually they will put it in there. So that's why I was sort of asking him that.
Were you there that day he did that with David Ginola in the dressing room?
I certainly was.
Yeah, I thought you might. If you're David Ginola and these two are demanding it to put in the penalty area, you put it in, don't you?
You put it in, but he could put it in, by the way, as well.
Could,
and Les used to tell him when he played here, Ginola, to stick it in that box as well. So I think it's important. You know, they rely on goals. I mean, their numbers are incredible now. From something's changed. You know, it's not just happened for him. They're playing towards their centre forward. I always judge the way your team's playing is how many times your centre forward touches the ball in the opposition box, because that means you're playing off him. You're playing towards him. They've got runners off him in this team. They've got a good balance. They've got fantastic wide players with pace. I think all the ingredients for a centre forward to score goals in this team, and he's doing it now.
Let me ask you the question I asked these two beforehand. Do Newcastle have to finish in the Champions League places to have that fella here next season?
I think it'd be difficult to keep him. They're
not in the Champions League, you mean?
I
Or
think even if they are,
Do you?
We don't know with the financial situation. They're the richest club in the world who can't spend any money. I mean, it's incredible. No one knows how much they got, how any of the teams. I'm not sure they really understand how much they can spend. They want to keep him, obviously. Look, wherever he goes, and I'll say this, and I really mean it, he's never ever going to play under a better fan base than what he's got here. These two guys will tell you, when you're a centre forward at Newcastle and you're scoring every single week, you get lauded. You're a king up there. Hence why that man there, Alan, decided to go to Newcastle, and that was his team. You know, grew up supporting the team. But reason he chose, he had bigger clubs or teams who perhaps could have won more. But he decided to go and play for Newcastle, and Les is the same. Les was only there a short period of time, but he feels like he'd been there 10 years, and that's the way they treated him. It's incredible, the fan base, and that means a lot, and I really mean that.
He could play for any team in the Premier League, and he would improve them. I've absolutely no doubt about that. But I'm not sure there's many can afford him. I mean, they bought him for around about 60 million. Goodness knows what the transfer fee would be now if they had to sell him. They've got no desire to sell him, I know that. But if they had to, for whatever reason, then it would be an unbelievable amount of money that would have to be shown to Newcastle for them to even contemplate it.
And you know, there's a lot of teams now talking about, or people talking about, why you are people putting people on 6 and 7 year contracts. The reason why they put them on that contract is because that they can keep him for a few more years without having a panic up.
Yep, 44 goals in 70 league games for Newcastle. Here's their manager, Eddie Howe.
Eddie, a tight game, but overall, do you think you deserve to win?
Yeah, based on our first half performance, I thought we were really good. Had a number of chances. I think the most pleasing thing is to come back from conceding an early goal away from home. Never easy. So we made it hard for ourselves, but played really well in the end.
Was that a bit of a shock to the system, conceding so early when you've been so tight at the back?
Yeah, but it happens, and I thought it was a really good header from Solanke. From that moment, we knew we had a big task on our hands, but I thought we responded to that really well. On another day, maybe could have led by a break, and then second half, we had to defend really well, and they put on some quality players as substitutes, and I'm really pleased to go over the line and win that game.
You mentioned being pleased with the response to falling behind. What was key to that response that you liked?
Well, I think obviously scoring early helps. But mentally, I think you have to be ready to take that opportunity. Thought we pressed really well first half. I thought some of the play was really strong. As I say, a bit disappointed we didn't come in too ahead. But then it was a different game in the second half. But we defend well, and in the main we did.
Well, that's the happier manager. Let's just round off here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by going back to what Ange Postecoglou was saying. He's proud of his team. They've lost 10 league games, though. They've got a huge week. What can he do here? Just hope to get as many players back as quickly as possible?
Yeah, just continue doing what he believes is right, and that's all he can do. I think it's a huge week for him. The Carabao Cup is a massive game. It's the season, pretty much.
Is it season-defining, Tim?
I wouldn't go as far as that. I think it's a very important game. I think if you offer the Tottenham fans to win this game today or win the one in midweek against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, they would take midweek. They want a trophy, and the Newcastle fans want that as well. The greedy fans want both, but unfortunately, the way we're depleted at the moment, Tottenham, and hopefully they can scramble a team together for the midweek and try and get a positive result.